In the words of Malcolm X, we've been bamboozled. What's up, it's your girl Tiffany and welcome back to Believe It or Not. Girl, I have a video for you, okay? An educational video for all you Democrats out there that's claiming that the Republican Party is the party of KKK and racism. But in the famous words of Malcolm X,
I say you've been misled. You've been had. You've been took.
you've been led astray and bamboozled, okay? I was listening to a PBD podcast and they was reading a quote from Lyndon B. Johnson from back in those days. He's a Democratic president and he said that he was going to have the black people doing this for 200 years. Let's take a listen.
Boom. Yep. That's right. They're getting pretty uppity these days, and that's a problem for us. They've got something now they've never had before, the political pull to back up their uppityness. Now we've got to do something about this, and we've got to give them a little something, just enough to quiet them down, not enough to make a difference. And then boom, you know that line, you brought it up. I'll have them voting this way, Democratic, for the next 200 years.
Yeah. So all you Democrats, let's hold hands and let's take this walk down the educational lane and find out what your party has been up to for the last 60 years. But before we get into this video, hit the subscribe button and hit the bell so you can be notified of all the news and entertainment and everything in between that happens here on Believe It or Not. So let's get into this education, okay?
When you think about racial equality and civil rights, which political party comes to mind? The Republicans or the Democrats? Most people would probably say the Democrats, but this answer is incorrect. Since its founding in 1829, the Democratic Party has fought against every major civil rights initiative and has a long history of discrimination. The Democratic Party defended slavery, started the Civil War, opposed Reconstruction, founded the Ku Klux Klan, imposed segregation, perpetrated lynchings, and fought against the Civil Rights Acts of the 1950s and 1960s.
Did you hear that? It was the Democratic Party. Did you hear that? But I know some type of way y'all gonna turn it around and say, but the Republican, no. Take your ass whooping right now. Okay, sit down and listen, okay?
In contrast, the Republican Party was founded in 1854 as an anti-slavery party. Its mission was to stop the spread of slavery into the new Western territories with the aim of abolishing it entirely. This effort, however, was dealt a major blow by the Supreme Court in the 1857 case Dred Scott versus Sandford. The court ruled that slaves aren't citizens, they're property.
Are you writing this down, Democrats? Are you black Democrats out there? Are you believing it? Are you? I guess, I don't know. We're going to see in the comments. In the comments, let me know. Are you believing it? Or you still think this is fake? You think this is AI, huh? Sit your ass down and listen.
7 justices who voted in favor of slavery, all Democrats. The 2 justices who dissented, both Republicans. The slavery question was, of course, ultimately resolved by a bloody civil war.
What you think the Civil War was about? You think the Civil War was about freedom for all? No, it was freedom. Republicans was fighting the damn Democrats. They wanted to take the shackles off of black people. The Democrats was trying to hold on for dear life, trying to keep their slaves. Do you get it now? Do you see? Damn.
In chief during that war was the first Republican president, Abraham Lincoln, the man who freed the slaves. 6 days after the Confederate Army surrendered, John Wilkes Booth, a Democrat, assassinated President Lincoln.
I wonder, do they do that to everybody that be on black people's side? You see what they trying to do with Trump? You see what happened to JFK? Do you see? Do you see the party that you defending for 60 years that haven't did shit for you? You see what they've been doing?
Lincoln's vice president, a Democrat named Andrew Johnson, assumed the presidency. But Johnson adamantly opposed Lincoln's plan to integrate the newly freed slaves into the South's economic and social order. Johnson and the Democratic Party were unified in their opposition to the 13th Amendment, which abolished slavery, the 14th Amendment, which gave blacks citizenship, and the 15th Amendment, which gave blacks the vote. All three passed only because of universal Republican support. During the era of Reconstruction, federal troops stationed in the South helped secure rights for the newly freed slaves.
Not Democrats, Republicans. Why do you think when they freed the slaves, most of the black men, like most of them, a lot of them, became Republicans? Because they recognized who was on their side and they recognized who helped free them. Okay? It wasn't the Democrats. They didn't go over to the Democratic Party. They went to Republic. Okay? You get it now? Okay? That's why when we tell you to get off the plantation, get off of the Democratic plantation, because the Democrats wanted to keep you on the plantation. You get it?
Hundreds of black men were elected to Southern state legislatures as Republicans, and 22 black Republicans served in the U.S. Congress by 1900. The Democrats did not elect a black man to Congress until 1935. But after Reconstruction ended, when the federal troops went home, Democrats roared back into power in the South. They quickly reestablished white supremacy across the region with measures like black codes, laws that restricted the ability of blacks to own property and run businesses, and they imposed poll taxes and literacy tests used to subvert black citizens' right to vote. And how was all of this enforced? By
how? You might ask. Let her tell you.
Terror, much of it instigated by the Ku Klux Klan, founded by a Democrat, Nathan Bedford Forrest. As historian...
So, if you just realize every time when a Democrat's talking about, oh, don't go over there to Republicans because the Ku Klux Klan, terror, fear-mongering. And they're telling you that the other party is the devil when the devil is telling you a lie. Deceit at its finest level, okay?
Eric Foner, himself a Democrat, notes, in effect, the Klan was a military force serving the interests of the Democratic Party. President Woodrow Wilson, a Democrat, shared many views with the Klan. He resegregated many federal agencies and even screened the first movie ever played at the White House, the racist film, The Birth of a Nation, originally entitled The Klansman.
Go look at that movie. Go look at that movie. I'm laughing because it's funny how you Democrats want to come on here, especially black Democrats want to come and attack me for wanting to be a conservative. When I know my history, I know the truth, and you just sit back and let them hand feed you baby food and say everything is going to be okay, let me take care of you, when they're not. Look at your schools. Look at your neighborhoods. Look at your communities. Has anything changed? Has anything changed? Hell no.
The only serious congressional opposition to the landmark Civil Rights Act of 1964 came from Democrats. 80% of Republicans in Congress supported the bill. Less than 70% of Democrats did. Democratic senators filibustered the bill for 75 days until Republicans mustered the few extra votes needed to break the logjam. And when all of their efforts to enslave blacks, keep them enslaved, and then keep them from voting had failed, the Democrats...
What did they do? Oh, that failed. So what did they do next?
Democrats came up with a new strategy. If black people are going to vote, they might as well vote for Democrats. As President Lyndon Johnson was purported to have said about the Civil Rights Act, I'll have them voting Democrat for 200 years.
It's been, what, 60? Probably more than that. We've been voting Democrat. His strategy worked. And there's a lot of you black Democrats still don't want to get off the plantation. You still don't want to believe it. You still don't want to let go master hand. You still don't want to be a free thinker. You still don't want to do shit by yourself. You still don't want to be accountable for your own decisions. You still don't want to. You want to blame the white man. The white man has nothing to do with your failures. You do. All you have to do is pray. And if you still feel like you can't make it nowhere, that means your faith is gone. Okay? And that's another video and another conversation. But let's get back to the video.
So now the Democratic Party prospers on the votes of the very people it has spent much of its history oppressing. Democrats falsely claim that the Republican Party is the villain, when in reality, it's the failed policies of the Democratic Party that have kept blacks down. Massive government welfare has decimated the black family. Opposition to school choice has kept them trapped in failing schools. Politically correct policing has left black neighborhoods defenseless against violent crime. So
is she lying? Is the same shit happening today? Is your schools looking any better? Is your kids smarter or they getting dumber? Let me know. Because after the shot situation, COVID-19, kids is failing like hell. They don't give you no school choice. They want you to have your kids in the same hood where there's still the same failing ass is at. No good hospitals, no good food in your grocery stores. They're giving you all the rotten food. They're putting poison in your food and water, air, and every damn thing else. They got illegal migrants coming in your neighborhoods. And now y'all want to cry. All these illegal migrants is in my neighborhood. Y'all voted for this shit. Y'all been voting for this shit for years. Take it. Take it. Or get off the plantation and think for yourself, okay? Let's get back to the video.
You think equality and civil rights, which political party should come to mind? I'm Carol Swain, professor of political science and law at Vanderbilt University for Prager University.
Thank you, sister. And that was a sister, okay? Oh, but y'all gonna still call her a coon like you call me. You still gonna say she a sellout like you say to me, but she's telling you facts. See, that's the thing with black Democrats. Y'all don't want to hear the truth. Y'all don't care about the truth. All y'all care about is feelings. Throw your feelings out the door, okay? Because they don't matter, okay? Facts and truth matters in this world, okay? And if you don't got your shit together and get off that plantation, you're gonna be there for the rest of your life complaining about the same damn things you've been complaining about for years, as have your mother and your fathers and your grandmothers and everybody else that became before you has been complaining about the same damn thing, okay? Okay? And that was the video. Peace.